Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Pie podcast. I am Chris Demo here at Murphy's Law Irish Pub in Rochester, New York. We are in the Easton Alexander Entertainment District. Very, very special episode we got coming today for two reasons. Number one, we are just coming off of the St. Patrick's Day holiday, which anyone in the service industry knows that is one of our hallmark events. We do have, in Rochester, we have a parade day, then we have the actual St. Patrick's Day. And we are a week out from St. Patrick's Day. And I thought, what better time to bring back the original first full-length episode guest. We got Patty P and Ken's here.
Hey.
Welcome back, guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thanks for bringing us back.
Yeah, no problem. I figured, it's been a while since we had you guys on. You were our first full-length episode that was received quite well. And, I guess there wouldn't be, any other people I'd rather have on for the St. Patrick's Day recap episode than and you guys do still work together a lot. Kenzie and I were here a lot of the day on parade day. Pat had a couple shifts between two different places, ending at Magpie on parade day. And then we were all just trading some stories from the actual St. Patrick's Day. So a week out from St. Patrick's Day, we want to catch up with everyone, tell some horror stories, make sure everyone survived, and get right into it. So, welcome back, guys.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nice to see everybody again.
Kenzie's been actually at this bar quite a bit more than normal.
Yeah,
lately.
I get the short end of the stick when it comes to holidays at this bar.
Yeah,
The face of Murphy's and Magpie.
No.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, unfortunately. Thanks for passing that candle.
Yeah, we can't forget Stu at Magpie either.
I'm happy to be on the way out. Everyone's like, how was it? I go, I worked about 8 hours less than I usually do, and I was still pretty upset about it.
I was here 22. I was here 22 hours that day.
Yeah, usually I'm about the 20-hour mark. Well, for me, the difference is that, like, I have to, because my mother-in-law was leaving on Sunday morning. She was leaving me with the kids. My wife worked overnight, so I had to also switch gears. But holy fuck, man. It went by fast for me because it was like 8 to 9 hours less than I usually work. But at the same time, like, holy fuck, my skin was crawling by like 2-3
p.m. I was supposed to go work with Pat at night. But I mean, like when Alex came in to relieve you for shift change, and she looked at me at 5 o'clock and she was like, "All right, Ken's time to do your drawer." Like I wasn't 5 deep at the point, and I was like, "Al,
I'm not going
no
anywhere.
Fucking way, bro." I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "You have to send somebody else. There's no fucking way. I'm blowing everybody out of the water right now. You have to send somebody else."
I know,
Pat,
like, you were upset.
I had a walkie-talkie on my chest, like I was walking around.
Yeah, well,
like,
at that point, I think it was just stuck to you.
Dude, I couldn't move. I couldn't move from the two wells. I was like a bull in a china shop. The barbacks were afraid to even walk near me.
No,
I was just walking into them.
As per usual.
I was at
it was way worse.
I was at the door all day. I'm trying to keep an eye on occupancy. We're trying to keep a steady flow of people that we're busy, but people are smushed together. Lines are forming, and the thing about that day is it just doesn't stop. Like you think you get like a like when you got a breath of fresh air, you get pulled right underneath the water,
and there it goes.
And that's how it goes. And
I
was trying, especially with Mackenzie being behind the bar. I'm at the door. I'm trying to get feelings off of the bartenders when I'm up on like the windowsill.
Being in the eye of the storm, man. That's
a
whole different animal.
I was like, someone give me some feedback. Are you good? Should I be letting more people in? Or you guys keep
help me?
Yeah. And Mackenzie's just like,
hello.
And then I see her either yelling at a customer or yelling at someone she's working with. I'm like,
single photo.
There's pictures of Mackenzie, and you could just see her in the photo, and you could see the customer in the background.
I'm screaming at somebody. I did throw a caddy at a customer. Don't do that. Don't do that, guys.
I didn't even know we had caddies. So that's
well, I
they fill them just to throw them on St. Patrick's Day.
And then where were you? Where were you, Pat?
I was at Shamrocks in the beginning of the day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. I worked outside in the tent, and it was live music out there, so you can't hear anything, but you still get the customers that walk up to the front of your kiosk, and they're like, "Can I have 3 blah blah blah?" I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "I have earplugs in, man. Like, I literally cannot hear anything you're saying." And they're like, "Well," and I'm like, "All right, who's next?"
Yeah, right.
But then I went to Magpie, 6 to close. Magpie's just like home base for me, Like I work Friday night and Sunday night at Magpie. I usually only work with Mackenzie or Pace, and just the dynamic there is, it's the Irish pub, lot of Guinness, lot of Guinness, a lot of car bombs, a lot of Jameson, which we know, we stock up on that for those days.
It's definitely par for the course. And it's crazy how many people all of a sudden drink Guinness that never drink Guinness.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The amount of people that went, "Do you know what I'll have? I'll have a Guinness."
I'm going to try it.
Guinness on St. Patrick's Day.
Can I
fucking
taste
wild
Guinness?
person. Holy shit.
Can I try it?
No.
No.
It's fucking Guinness, bro. What are you?
You
can't try it.
forever.
You absolutely can for $9.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can try a whole 20 ounces.
Usually, so like parade day, I usually am at the door and doing money drops and stuff like that and trying to keep an eye on capacity. I don't bartend much. So, I mean, it was just frantic back there because the door is more of a test. You know, it's like when you drive somewhere and like everyone's driving like an idiot. And you're just like losing faith in humanity. That's kind of where I was at the door because
we had, so like at Magpie, like when I came in at 6 o'clock, it was nice because we staggered. Like Lexi came in at 5:30, which was awesome. I don't know if she planned that or not, but it was great. So thank you, Lex, if you're listening to this. I know you will at some point. So that was great that she came in a little bit early, so we didn't have to do shift change with 4 bartenders at the same time. You know, that makes it a little easier. But also,
there's like a standstill at the bar,
right?
And then you're sitting there like, and everyone behind you is building up.
Yeah,
so
they're like, hey, can I get? I'm like, in a second, I don't have a drawer yet. Hold on,
Yeah.
you know. And but also like, they wanted the back bar open when I came in. Johnny decided he wanted to open the back bar. It was like 7:30. So with one bar back, that was kind of, he wasn't ready for the rush. Yeah, the bar back wasn't ready for the rush while he was opening the back.
And that bar was not anywhere
not his fault.
ready to be open.
And it wasn't his fault at all. You know, it was just kind of sprung on him that he had to open the back bar. So he was trying to do both. And he did, Josh, you did a great job. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. But that was pretty much the only hectic moment that we really had at Magpie, you know, other than 17 car bombs at once or 18 pistachio shots at once. Or do you guys know how to make a wet pussy shot? I know how to make car bombs on St. Patrick's Day.
I refuse as a bartender to make a wet pussy shot.
And when people ask me,
refuse.
I'm just like, you're gross.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you don't even know what's in it. You just wanted to say it to be like, look at how edgy I am.
Yeah, right.
Edgy.
I love women, but don't say that.
Look at how edgy you are with a sexual innuendo joke in a bar. Like, that's so
I can't believe I got to say that.
Yeah, no one got mad at me?
My mom didn't yell at me.
Yeah. Something that always blows my mind about St. Patrick's Day, at least, I don't know if Shams does it, but I know that down here, like how we increase everything by $1 or $2, and like when people argue with you about it, and it's like, do you guys understand that we go from having 5 people on staff to literally like 38?
Yeah,
like,
and we don't charge a cover. We don't charge a cover at the door, so we don't make that money back there. You got to make it in yourself.
Or Shams. Well, Shams, I think does what?
Shams charges $20 cover, but they don't raise their price.
Yeah, they don't raise the price.
And they don't raise their price.
But the band's overhead is it's so much money to have a band there.
And they have, I think they had 4 on parade day, and I think they had 4 or 3 on actual St. Patrick's Day. I think they had 3.
No, so for anyone listening that isn't really familiar with, you know, the Rochester scene, it's like East and Alexander has always been our entertainment district since the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 5 or 6 years or so, it's kind of hasn't been the same. We've had some issues out in the city. Things are definitely starting to come back. But, you know, like Murphy's here, like we got a 4,000 square foot space that, you know, has been, you know, we used to be busy 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been like that. So what people do have to understand is that from the restaurant side of things, like your overhead, you have fixed costs. That just, you know, doesn't matter if you're busy or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we have like these big days like St. Patrick's Day where essentially we're just paying back bills. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, then all the inventory you got to order, these extra staffing you got to do.
Yeah.
And then.
And the inventory is a loose structure. Like it's so weather dependent too.
Oh, yeah. Because this year, like, we got a slow start this year. Like,
last year was
insane.
Outside, right? We really didn't have anybody in here until after 11.
Right.
So when we got, like, when 11 o'clock hit, and the parade was later this year too. Like the last couple of years, the parade started at like 11:30. This year it didn't start till 12:30. So we didn't have people in here until 11 o'clock. And then once 11 o'clock hit, and people started coming in by the double digits, and then we didn't stop. And like I said earlier, like we didn't have like the water hour, which is normally when shift change enters. We just had people in here, dude, non-stop.
I was like, I always felt like I was at the door and I'm trying to make headway on the line because, you know, it's a little colder out. It wasn't terrible, but it was like, you know, people are out there shivering and you want to have people come in and have a good time. And then to have people come in and argue about the coverage. Right. Like they wait in line. I'm like, listen, we're here 365.
Right.
And I don't see a lot of you people. And then all of a sudden you want to give me shit about like, oh,
I come all the time.
How greedy are you guys? I'm like, well, fuck you. Like, how about this? I won't charge you a cover. You pay our rent this month.
Right.
And then, you know, you
come back and tell me how good you feel.
Right. And I had also, like, one lady came up to me and she goes, what's wrong with all these bar, like this is supposed to be like a nice holiday to bring everyone together and you're charging a cover? Like,
Well, we have to make money. It's not a nice holiday for me to give you free booze.
What's up with all you bars here? I've paid a cover at 3 other bars, and you're charging a cover too. I go, yes.
Yes.
That's not my bar.
It's also, it's not like you're repaying the cover if you leave and come back. That's for the whole day.
Right. And also, you can't tell me, like, I paid covers somewhere else. Why would I pay here? I'm like, well, you already fucking
Also, a lot of the bars in good faith.
That has nothing to do with it.
A lot of the bars in good faith, if you go in before, like, we didn't start charging a cover until like 9:30. If you go in early when you first open, in good faith, the person working the door will walk around with wristbands and give it to you like, hey, thanks for coming in early. Have a wristband. You can come back for the rest of the day.
We have the people that those people the table.
Yeah, that couple. They're awesome.
When I call this, they're like the table crashers. They just go around all the reserved tables, and then it's funny
they sit
because
at every single table every year.
And as people come in, like they move to the next table.
They show up for the reservations. They're
actually
awesome.
funny because they're actually part of a reservation. Like,
that's funny.
So they end up at their table.
That is
just like
funny.
jump tables. And that's another thing too. Like we try to be good. Like first responders don't pay. We have a lot of firefighters that come in, especially the St. Patrick's Day.
And military.
Military, police, EMT, firefighters. No one pays. So we're trying to do something. Our wives or husbands in for free. We try to do as much as we can to accommodate everybody. But then when we have people come in, they wait in line for a half an hour, get to the front, like, well, I'm not paying $10.
You just wasted your time.
I go, literally, like, you just wait. And plus, like that one lady said, everywhere has a fucking cover. So what do you think? This is guess what? This is a money grab day for us.
Absolutely.
But it's because it takes a lot of work. There's a lot of money we got to invest into it. There's a lot of time.
It's not like we're only open that day of the year.
Up front.
Right.
It's blind investment.
And a lot of places doubled their prices for that day or that weekend, and we raise our price $1 for a Guinness or $2 for a
We have to take advantage of it. People are drinking less.
You're paying $20 for a double shot of JMO other places. A double shot of JMO here is $10.
And our prices, like they're
fair.
They're fair.
Absolutely.
We tell people all the time. Like we're not trying to gouge anybody.
They absolutely are.
But yeah, so
I mean, except for the carb.
And we have pizza now.
Yeah, it's Capone's.
Capone's.
Seriously though, shout out to our friend Mario, who's going to be doing taking over our kitchen and running Capone's out of our kitchen here. Mario did a great job on Parade Day. Had a little bit of a rougher day on St. Patrick's Day, but
yeah, we call him 9-Finger Mario now.
Hey,
Mario, what's the cover? No, it's 10.
950.
Oh, that poor guy. Sorry, Mario, we love you. Speaking of that, like there's gonna be a couple things in the show that we're not gonna be doing today, is because we really did pull together this episode last minute.
Yeah,
it's actually, by the time this airs, it is Tuesday morning, so it's also weird to be filming this. You guys actually filmed in the morning last time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
right around the same time. Actually, I think it was like 10 a.m.
We're some of the only bartenders.
It was supposed to be 10 a.m.
I am 5 months sober today, by the way.
Good for you, Pat.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
It's funny because Pat and
for good reason.
Pat and I were texting the day after Parade Day, and I did want to bring that up because like I don't really drink much anymore, if at all, and I did on Parade Day a little bit, and I kind of went back like, oh, this is what I usually do, have a couple 30s in your pocket and just sip Surfsides throughout the day and kind of get through it. And I was like, this is just what I normally do.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore, and I tried, and it did not work out well.
No,
my whole life is derailed. But how is the bar industry looking to you now that sober, looking at other people? Is it really different for you looking?
Honestly, Kenzie, big shout out to Kenzie. She was a huge safe house for me. She cut back her drinking quite a bit. If she drank at all, I would be shocked.
I've always been more of a sober bartender anyway.
And I what I notice a lot, that when people realize that you're not drinking as a bartender, they want to buy you shots. And they're like, hey, can I buy you a shot? I'm like, oh, I don't drink anymore. It's been 5 months, whatever. And they're like, oh, well, why? Why don't you drink? Well, I don't know you the explanation. 1, 2, I did it for me. Nothing bad happened. Nothing negative happened. I wasn't the most amazing person in the world. But as a bartender now, being sober and working at the same places that I worked before, I feel like I enjoy it more. I get a better grasp on the customers, the clientele. I can kind of interact with them a little bit more rather than just seeing the problems and saying, "Hey, that guy's got to get the fuck out. You're gone. You're done. You're too drunk or whatever." But here I am.
You don't have as short of a fuse,
right? But I noticed that a lot on St. Patrick's Day. Like the dynamic is still there, but I feel like I'm more interactive. Like I was I was there, but I wasn't really there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know that too. Like, so even when you're kind of partaking in the party as much, you're kind of like, all right, it's my job, but it's kind of my party.
Right.
And like, I don't want anyone to ruin my party, so I'm more on edge.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And so it's, for me, it's more like, I just don't, but you're right. It's kind of fucked up how people do try to be like, well, come on, now that you're not drinking, now it's like a challenge for me to get you to drink instead of saying.
They're like, well, just have a shot, just one shot. It's just one shot. Yeah, I know what it is. I'm the bartender. I'm pouring it. I understand it's just one shot.
And I'm sorry you don't have anyone to do shots with you anymore because you only knew the bartender.
That's what they say. They're like, oh, you're going to make me take a shot alone? Well, I didn't make you come to the bar alone.
Sorry, loser. But
I will absolutely charge you for one shot. I don't mind.
And if you ask any bartenders, like we've always been the first ones if someone says, hey, I'm driving or hey, I'm not drinking. It's like, do you need a water? Do you need anything?
Right, exactly.
We support that. And when our job is to serve alcohol.
Right.
The amount of times I've mugged people for their keys, like, no, you're absolutely not driving. Yeah. I've paid for people. I constantly buy people Ubers to get them home. Constantly.
Right.
I've had to chase people down for $150 Uber charges because they puked in the back of Ubers. Like, just to make sure that you got home safe. Or they've hung out while I've closed the bar and I've given them a ride home myself.
Right.
Just because, like, that's part of our job. I've always said, you're always going to have a good time in the bar that I'm working at. Pat and I have always had that. You're always going to have a good time in our bar.
Yeah, that's why Pat had to
We'll
quit
be
drinking.
damned. we'll be damned if you ever feel unsafe. Also.
Yes, that's the paradox of bartenders because we're the ones kind of providing the poison in a sense, but at the same time,
we control the environment.
Right. At the same time,
as long as they have the money,
we have to be responsible. We have to be responsible about it.
Right.
And two, it's a natural fiber of us to serve and to take care of people.
Sure.
Overserve the community, we are known for.
Yes.
1,000%. But we also, if you're our regular, man, we know your damn limits.
Yeah, for sure.
We know your limits better than you do.
We know almost what time we're going to cut you off.
Exactly.
But you know what? On like days like Parade Day and St. Patrick's Day, it's tougher to gauge people because I was talking about this on my shift Wednesday, is that because everyone is on such a different level that everything, like the scale, like relatively slides. So
and you're
someone that's that drunk on a normal day, you're like, this fucking person's out of their mind.
Right.
But when you got a sea of green and it fucks with you psychologically,
you
everyone's wearing the same
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's got the same clothes on. Everyone is fucking hammered. So like it's tougher to really differentiate. Like I had this one girl came to the door and I go, $10. And she gives me $40. And I'm like, all right. So I was like, is it just for one? She goes, just for one. And one of the bouncers was looking at me like, is she fucked up? I'm like, she didn't, she gave me money. It wasn't like she was like, fuck you and just walked by.
Right.
And I'm like, she got through 2 bouncers to get to me. So I'm like, okay.
You're like,
so I gave her $30 back, but I gave her change back. And she got like one step around the table and just went down. I was like, ooh. So I'm like, Eddie, I go, Eddie I go, Eddie, she got through 2 bouncers to get to me. But that was by far the easiest $10 we made all day because
that's awesome.
She didn't even make it past the front entrance.
She sends you an email. She's like, any chance I get a refund? I need it 600 feet.
I did give you a refund. I give you $30 change, $10.
That was like those kids for New Year's that bought those open bar tickets that were underage. And they were like, no, you don't have to ID us. We bought open bar tickets online. And I'm like, no,
that's not how it works.
You're 19 years old.
I bet you those are the people that emailed me. It was like, hey, I bought tickets but was unable to attend. Can I get a refund? I'm like, no.
Yeah, they said to me at the door, they were like, well, I'm going to call my dad. And I'm like, you're going to tell your dad that you bought $90 open bar tickets at 19 years old?
Good luck,
you can tell the cop outside that too.
Yeah, sorry.
Tell your dad to come down here. I'll buy him a beer. I'll buy him a Jenny.
Next year, check out the Chuck E. Cheese special for New Year's.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Horizon Fun Effects still does their free skate, right? Until midnight.
Unlimited laser tag.
Oh, my God.
But
that's not a bad idea.
It's crazy how many people argue with me about the cover charge. And there's also people that I've known in the industry for 20 years. Whether it's they used to be regulars, and then they come back to
it's 2 $5 bills.
Come on. And
2 $5 bills.
Do you really? I think I've known you. It doesn't matter. You have not been out here supporting this place.
Right.
We tell everybody, only people that are not paying are first responders, it's staff. And if you're staff, you're working, so you shouldn't be out here anyway.
Yeah,
I charge the staff when I work the door. I don't.
Yeah, but you don't know half of our staff. Kenzie's like, wait, do you work here? Oh, okay. I don't care. $10.
Yeah, it's not $10.
But it's crazy. And for me, there was this one moment I was telling people. So my day job, there's this one group of clients that we have, and they're orthopedic surgeons, some of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Sure.
And we're working on this very complex transaction with them. And they started emailing me Saturday morning when I'm getting ready for the parade. I'm like, fuck, like I want to handle this.
Right.
Yep.
But
And
I got to focus on
And then,
grade
like,
day.
that next thing you know, like they're telling me all these like things we got to work on, all this information we got to provide, and these proposals we got to put together. So my mind's racing like that, and then I look up and I'm arguing with some 22-year-old about how it's 9 singles in their hand and not 10 singles.
Oh my God.
And the contrast of the two things that are going through my head.
$100,000 here.
Yeah,
100 pennies over here.
well, I have 8. I'm like, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's $2 less than what I need.
Stop. This is not. We're not negotiating.
No.
Or when
it's $10 or you're not coming in.
When they write on the tip line, they're like, their total is $29.97, and they write $10, and then they write 33 as the total. I'm like,
Yeah,
you don't know how to add $10. What school do you go to? Because I need to call somebody.
I'm seriously worried about the future.
Yeah.
So,
They're like, oh, I just got into med school. The hell you did, man.
no. If you got into med school, I wouldn't be able to read your writing.
Right, yeah, exactly. It'd be chicken scratch, right?
This year too, like every year, normally, like that first like 3 hours, something bad always happens, and one of us has to like run, like we have to run somewhere because like they dropped off the wrong size cups or like something like that.
Sure.
Like last year, like remember they didn't drop off Jameson,
Yes.
and that was like a scramble. We were
St.
calling
Patrick's Day.
we were calling the Southern rep. It was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this year, we didn't really have anything that happened before 11 o'clock, but like at 12:30, right in the thick of it, my soda gun went down.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
It was lemonade and cranberry. Like Q looked at me and he goes, Kenz, what's on the floor? And I went, oh my God.
Oh.
And I looked at the barbacks and I was like, hey guys, can someone grab a mop? And it felt like a cartoon and they all just like bumped into each other. And I was like, can you guys be so for real? and Frenchie came up with a wet mop. And I'm like,
Dude,
go
you're
get
mopping
the
up
dry
liquid.
mop heads and throw them on the ground. And we were down like a whole soda gun for like a couple hours. And then like this cute little old man, shout out to Irish, Sam, you're the goat. He showed up with his little screw gun. He goes, hey, Kenz, what's going on with the soda gun? I'm dripping in sweat. I'm covered in Guinness.
It's
I'm
a
arguing.
sea of green
I'm
out
literally
here.
arguing with a guy in front of me. I dropped the
Walkie-talkie.
sorry, Nick. I dropped the walkie-talkie in the sink, so I'm not even sure that it's freaking working anymore.
Is anyone out there?
Can you hear me?
I'm like, hello?
I'm on this island by myself. Hello.
I have no soda. I have no batteries.
I was like, I don't know what to do. That was during the same time that guy, like, he wanted to get a drink, and he was taking the caddy, banging it on the bar, and I took it, and I just went, phew, and like,
He thought that
covered in stir sticks, and he was like,
Oh.
hello? I was like, do you need something? He was like, I need a drink. And I was like, you're not fucking getting it from here.
No.
And I like grabbed the walkie and I was like, I have a douchebag and a black puffer jacket. He needs to get the fuck out. And we had 5 guards that just like flocked to the front. And he was like, is it this guy, Kenz? And I was like, yeah, he threw a caddy at me. He's got to get out. The guy was like, what? And I was like,
He
bye-bye.
bitched about the cover charge.
Yeah. He paid a $10 cover to get a caddy thrown at him and it got thrown out.
Man, they really know how to take care of their customers there.
We make
Oh my
memories here at
God.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, sorry to the guy in the black puffer jacket, but don't bang your caddy on the bar.
My caddy.
My caddy.
BYOC next time.
Yeah. Make sure it's empty also.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You can't bring your own straws here.
Did you guys have a lot more cash this year than normal?
Tons of cash.
I
had a
I
ton of
could not believe with the amount of money I rang in this year, I still had a cash drop.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm not-
Could not
I was
believe it.
happy because we got that new system at the front. We didn't have like the old pucks,
Yeah.
and that thing was slow as shit.
'Cause
It
I
drive me
had-
crazy.
Like my drawer, not only because the servers also didn't have a drawer this year. They only worked with banks. So
Oh, that's nice.
so their gratuities and stuff also came out of my drawer. Like we had at the end, like when Mario stopped serving, we didn't know that the kitchen had closed. The last thing that we knew that was that we only had pizza slices. So I sold like 10, 12 slices,
That we
and we
didn't
had
have.
all these people were waiting. Like we had, like I had came up with the idea with the sticks for the numbers. So all these people had these numbers, and I'm like, where the fuck are these pizza slices? All of a sudden, I didn't know that we just didn't. The kitchen was gone. Like the light was off, nothing. And
Mario's walking around.
yeah,
9
Mario's
fingers.
walking
He's
around
like,
with
I gotta go,
yeah,
man.
he's got
I have to get out of here.
I'm
I
like,
told you stop serving at 9.
I'm like, I'm like, okay.
There is
so,
no 10 o'clock.
So these people were like, all the other bartenders who were serving pizza slices, they were like, Kenz, I have to do a refund in my drawer, and it was cash. How do I reopen it? And I'm like, we're on check 3,000
Yeah,
in
we
your
open it,
drawer.
right?
We just have to take it out of mine. Like I'm like, I can't exactly reopen the check. I was just taking cash out of my drawer and giving it back. And I was like, I have to go downstairs and tell Nick, listen, my drawer's going to be off. I pulled $45 out in refunds. Like, I was just like, I had no idea how I still had a cash drop.
On the busiest day of the year, you have to go downstairs and tell our manager that your drawer's going to be off. And he just looks at you and he's like, fuck you.
I was over $1. Throughout the entire day for everything, I was over $1.
Well, what's your coworkers z'ing out the tips early? I'm guessing at least you made $1.
I could have killed them.
Yeah, we had some pretty intoxicated coworkers too, huh, Andrew?
0.35. You should have been dead.
That was the record. That was the record.
He did not drive, by the way.
Kenzie was $1 over. Bruds was a lot, way over.
Oh,
yeah. Oh my God.
Way over the limit.
The amount of money that you guys rang in at the upstairs bar, the fact that your drawer wasn't screwed up, you rang in good numbers, and then you went downstairs and you were swaying and blew a 0.35 and weren't dead was truly impressive.
Yeah. For those who don't understand that, that's one of our managers keeps a breathalyzer here to make sure that our staff stays in line.
Yeah. He used to be a bartender, which it's comical. It just keeps us in
20
line,
years
man.
ago.
Yeah. Definitely pulled. He needs to stay in retirement. Sorry, Nick.
That's so
You
funny.
hate people too much.
Little 0.35. I came downstairs to do a drop, and someone told me, "Go, Andrew Brew with 0.35."
So
I'm like, "Oh no!" And I came downstairs, and Scotty was sitting way outside the office. I go, "What?" He goes, "I'm not going in there."
I had to go downstairs.
Bro, I wasn't even here. I walked into Magpie. It was the first thing I heard when I walked into Magpie.
Yeah,
at 5:45, 6 o'clock.
It was like the bartender's press
Yeah,
release.
everybody knew it, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Andrew
he
Brew
ranked the numbers,
0.35."
They rang like almost 6 up here in the morning. I
Awesome.
couldn't believe
He
it.
came to Magpie. He was at Magpie at one point, and he was sitting with his back to the bar, facing the Gen Pop, and he was like this, trying to talk to somebody. He's like,
Lights are on, no one's home.
"Yeah." I was like, "What are you doing?"
Speaking in hieroglyphics.
I did not serve him, by the way.
I didn't serve anybody.
No, Lexi did,
I
though.
did
He
not
had an
serve
open
him.
tab. Oh, my
He
God.
was not served by me.
I could not believe it.
Well,
He served himself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he served himself.
Oh, my God.
He ranked $6,000, but $5,000 somehow went out. He's about $1,000 net positive for us that day.
He's still picking up the day shifts too, by the way. We
I
appreciate
felt
you.
so
man.
bad, too, for like the PM here. Like, I mean, AM here is always like, you got 18, man.
Yeah.
You got the vets.
Yep.
You've got
The OGs,
you know,
your balls to the
Yep.
walls, you know
the
it.
best barbacks that we could muster up from, like even like Preston.
Last year, the barbacks sucked. This year, they were fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and then like at night, you've got just
It's
like
just a mess.
D squad. Like poor Nate. It's his first parade date ever. He's got the PM shift. The upstairs bar, apparently they'd asked for a pitcher of Red Bull and he misheard them and he came downstairs in the thick of it and he comes up to me, wrong person to come up to.
Yep.
And he goes, "Kenzie, can I have a pitcher of Rumpelmans?" And I said,
Whoa.
"What?" I said, "What did you just say to me?"
Much different.
That doesn't exist.
And I
Different.
said, "No."
Big
I
difference.
said, "You can have a bottle." And he goes, "Huh?" And I'm like, "What?"
The fuck
Wait,
you
I
want?
was like, "Get away from me."
First of all,
I was like,
if
"Get
there's
away from me."
anybody, even the owner asking for a picture of Rubblemans, the answer is fucking
No.
No,
That
absolutely
does,
not.
that does not exist. It should not be a thing that
You don't sell
happens.
Rumplemans
There's a
on the
Pope
PM
app
shift
for
of
it. It's
Parade
not
Day.
happening.
No.
Yeah, the PM shift Parade Day shouldn't even allow
And
Rumplemans.
anyone asks for that, arrest that person right
Yeah.
now. They are a menace to society and should not be allowed to function in normal society.
They need to go next door to the rehab.
No, it's
And then it like screwed me up so bad. Like I couldn't even. I like stopped for like 5 minutes. I stopped. Like I didn't know who I was serving anymore. I was like, would I put ice in that? Like what am I doing?
You're trying to
Stir.
fit. That's
I know.
it's like a unicorn. Like,
I was
I know
like-
what it is, but I can't fathom it.
Then I was like, that's way more than 32 shots. I'm like, that's like a bottle. And
It's going to take a week to clean that pitcher. It's
Oh
going to be
my
so
God,
sticky.
the film?
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw it away.
Do you give
Yeah,
them
just- yeah.
cups or do you give
Light it
them
on
shot
fire.
glasses?
Yeah,
Oh
right?
my God.
What could be the possible reason?
Is everything okay at home,
Oh
guys?
my God. I was so beside myself. I also kicked out like 4 people because they had, to my knowledge, we did not have any Surfside lemonades in here. And there were people walking around drinking Surfside lemonades. And I like sat on the walkie. I was like, "Guys, stop letting people in here with drinks from other bars."
Yeah.
And Larry was like, "What are you talking about?" And I lifted him and I was like, "We don't have these." And then I walked to the other side of the bar for one thing. That whole cooler was filled with Surfside lemonades. I felt
Kenzie takes one out of
so
the cooler.
bad.
We don't have these.
Oh my God. I
Puts it
felt
back.
so bad.
That's at same thing at Magpie. People come in from Blue Wolf with like the strawberry lemonade Surfsides, and I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, stop letting people in with these drinks. And I take them and shit, and they're like, "Dude, like we just got the blueberry lemonades at Magpie." I'm like, I snatched one out of the kid's hand. I was like, "We don't fucking sell these, asshole," you know? And he's like, And I turned, I look at the cooler. I was like, was somebody going to tell me we got new flavors of Surfside? I'm sorry, buddy.
He's like, yeah, you do, asshole.
I bought you a Surfside and a shot. Here you go.
Did you have a lot of people asking to shotgun beers on St. Patrick's Day?
A lot of people.
I had people asking that on parade day too. And I was like, no. Oxford's does that. Yeah. Don't do that here.
They want a shotgun Surfsides. There's no carbonation. And you just suck them down, And I'm like,
just do a carbo.
Listen, I don't mind if shotgunning comes back, but still, this is not, there's got to be some sort of difference in etiquette between
decorum.
Yeah.
And a campfire in the middle of the woods party.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. They're standing on top of the stools.
Differentiation.
Right.
Yeah. You can't just say, hey, listen, rules. And that's another thing. I've had a lot of people people play cards now at the bar when it's busy.
Yes.
And I'm like,
cards are huge right now.
At Magpie,
I get it, but at Magpie, these people are like playing cards
right,
at the bar.
Tables this big.
And then they got like a whole thing going on. I'm like, guys, now you're like blocking other people's traffic.
Yep.
And
they pull a chair to the other side of the two-top table and they sit on the outside. I'm like, guys,
not a house party.
Common sense, you can't sit there,
No.
And then they get mad at me and I'm like, you're mad at me because you sat in the aisle?
And then you're mad because people are walking into you?
Right, no shit. They're like, Pat, this guy's being an asshole. Why? Because you're sitting on his foot?
Yeah. You're right.
We had somebody here that came in. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. They came up to the bar and they literally ordered 15 car bombs. And then which that was a hefty bill. And then they looked at me and they go, do you have Uno? I'm like, what?
No, we have hungry hippos though.
I was like, no. And they go, well, can you look? Because they had Uno last Saturday. And I'm like, oh, fuck me.
What does last Saturday have to do with this Saturday?
And I found it. And they sat there until 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the booths playing Uno.
Wait, I saw that table.
Yes.
They pulled the tables together?
Yes.
I saw, I saw
they
that.
sat there the whole afternoon. They were coming up like every hour and they would order like 15
I gotta say, I mean, it's better than them, doing something on their phones. If they're interacting together,
whatever.
I guess.
They weren't causing issues.
That's
I mean, I guess it's fine. But I mean, if that's what we're doing at the bars nowadays, it's better than fighting people and throwing bottles, I guess.
They want to come spend $150 on their first round.
You guys have
They did like 5 rounds.
Here you go.
I was like, holy crap.
I don't have a pen and paper for you, though.
Yeah, not happening.
I'm not keeping score.
Yeah,
you guys have like a knitting corner? That'd be great.
Oh, my God.
We do have a library, Murphy's Law.
Is this where the book club is?
You bring your own book. Adam, bring your own book, my friend.
That guy's a fucking maniac. He read 300 pages over like 6 beers the other day.
Dude.
He brings a backpack full of books.
Dude, every time I see him, he's got a new book and he hands it to me and I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, the other day,
your reading level is like...
Adam, I hope you hear this because he was
a philosopher.
He was halfway through a book and he was so mean. He goes, this is my next one. I'm like, oh, this one's cool. I like it. And then I'm bartending. I come back like an hour later. And
he's halfway through the other one.
The next book. I'm like, I go, dude, I didn't even, you gave me the book. I didn't even make it through this, like the summary of it.
Yeah, I didn't read the prologue.
I didn't read the title. I didn't even know what it's called.
I was watching him read the other day and his hand follows where he's reading. He was just like this.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you
You know what's cool is that like the younger crowd, they're like, this guy with his books, like I think it's like a cool thing, which is awesome. Like that.
He keeps giving Stu books.
So
our security guard, Stu, shout out Stu. He keeps giving Stu books. Stu's like, yeah, I can't wait to go home tonight. I got a new book from Adam. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, he gave me a
the Magpie Book Club.
Yeah, Magpie Book Club. Yeah, I traded my Uno cards.
Yeah.
That's a joke too. When all the college kids come in and Josh is like, Adam, I didn't know you brought your fucking book club.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
He sits there and reads and he's got headphones in listening to music. He has conversations with everybody and he's still reading. I'm like, I don't know how you do that, man. I take like 5 drink orders at once. I can do that. I can't have 2 conversations at once though.
No.
I'm like, hold on, you guys stop talking. I'm trying to serve them.
I can't read in the loud ass room. I can tell you that much. No way.
I can't read in dead silence.
Good for him.
I know. Yeah, right.
Good
I'm
for
like,
him.
my ears are ringing. I gotta go.
Yeah. I think that's from something else. Security sucked at the PM too.
I was so fucking happy I was out of here. I got home. I was like, I felt bad, but not as bad as I usually feel.
You left me drowning. Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
You like all that when security swapped
lifesavers.
over, like in the morning was great because everyone wore headphones and we were able to talk to each other. And then the PM showed up and we had 3 guards that were deaf, which is fine, but I would have liked to know that because I'm trying to talk to people on the walkie and I'm literally talking to myself. I'm talking to myself.
Were they legitimate?
Yes. Oh. I didn't know that until the following week when I was talking to Joe. And Joe's like, yeah, they're like, they wear like hearing aids and stuff. And I'm like, well, Joe, I was like,
I gotta know that.
I have to know that because I'm trying to get their attention from behind the bar, and
How do you have a deaf security guard? Hey, man,
How do you have
break that
3?
fight up. How does that work?
I'm like, which is fine. I would have had no problem going to get them, but I would have needed to know that.
Yes.
That's information that I need to know.
In your mind, they're being an asshole for not listening.
Yeah.
But really, you're an asshole. Like, asshole, what are you fucking deaf?
They're on the second floor, and I'm trying to get their attention. I took a cup of ice and went like this, and I hit her with a couple pieces of ice, and she went like this, and I'm like, can you fucking help?
Yeah, right. I'm in distress here.
She
Come on,
just
guys.
went like this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
No, what's my my thing was, like I said, it would have been a lot different for me had my wife not picked up the Saturday night overnight where she wasn't supposed to work. So that now I'm like, okay, I got to get home because I got to be a dad in the morning and do all this stuff. My skin started crawling because what happened around somewhere between 2 and 2:30 was that everyone started deteriorating, like all the customers and the people coming in, and it spreads into the staff.
Yep.
Yes.
And you're like sitting there like, you guys are deteriorating, so we're deteriorating, and like it all becomes like one big amorphous.
Everybody starts to come unglued a little bit.
I mean, this
My
like,
brain
to a
stopped
point
working.
where
at 2
people
o'clock.
couldn't understand which one bouncer's IDs, the other one's, other one's
Bonding somebody,
and then like this one girl, like she came up and the guy goes, "No, I need your ID." She goes, she's trying to pull out money. He's like, "I need your
People
ID."
are trying to pay with their ID.
And she goes,
I'm like,
and then she
dude.
finally got her ID, and then she came up to me and she goes, "Oh, ID," and she like lifts up her whole shirt, her tits are out. She pulls out her ID. She goes, I go, "No, it took you 10 minutes, but you got
I want your money.
I need the money, and do not pull your money up from the same spot. You fucking, you're
like, "Here you go, bud."
Sweaty slob, and it's 10 degrees outside.
Oh
And
my God.
How are you sweating at 10 degrees outside?
Like the PM change.
Fucking Botox blowing out of all of her face. I'm like, you are, and you look at people, you're just like, oh my God.
Well,
Oh my
like,
God.
That's funny.
Tall Morgan for shift change. She came in. She was like, "Okay, Kenzie, where do you want me?" And in my brain, I just went manager, and I went, "Okay, the only open drawer is second point, so you can just assign the drawer, and you can turn around and start serving." That's where my brain was because I was still serving the entire fucking point. And she turned around, didn't even dawn on me that like she gets very anxious very quickly. So. And like that corner's cool. Like we always put one bartender there because that just comes in waves. Like once you're done serving everybody, they just kind of move and you have a lull for a second and then it fills back up,
Sure.
which is why I would run the support for that corner. It's fine. That poor girl, I put her over there and then she had like, the disco guys
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she's got the whole corner of the disco guys and they're just looking in her face, screaming nothingness. Black eyeliner running down their face. She's got 2 girls that are arguing with each other, just fucking screaming, trying to communicate drinks that they want, and they're just speaking another fucking language. And she's immediately
You got to speak
overwhelmed.
that language on parade day, though,
She's
for Murphy's Law. You got
immediately
to. As a
overwhelmed.
bartender, you got to be able to
And
speak that
she
language.
She starts like shaking, and she turns and looks at me, and I'm like, "Stop. Just stop." I'm like, this day is a whole animal, a whole different animal.
Don't cry
I was
yet.
like, don't cry.
Please don't cry yet.
I was like, I'm your support. It's okay. You can tell people to fuck off today. We work in a bar. No one is in their right mind right now.
Don't throw anything.
I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm right here. I was like, you can see me through the bottles. If you need something, you just go, "Kenzie, crock pot." And I'm right there. I was like, I swear.
Was that your guy's safe word was crock
Yes.
pot?
Yeah.
Kenzie, she's like, "Okay." And literally 5 minutes went in, and then one of the guys started an issue with me with her, and she goes, "Kenzie, crock pot." No, come on. Oh my God. And then the guy tried to fight the bouncer, and I was like, "Dude, it's like 4:30.
I can't
This is
fucking.
shift.
We got another 12 hours.
So like last year, the
For
worst
us.
part of last year is that shift change, everything happens, and then like 8 or 9 o'clock happens, and the sun's down, and it's like nighttime, and it's a whole nother marathon.
Every hour
And
feels
it's
like 4
walking through
hours.
the ruins of a
Right.
battlefield. And like,
Oh.
some people are like, some people are just passed out on the floor. Some people are barely standing up like zombies.
They're in their
Some people are
chairs like
coked
that.
out and going nuts.
Yes.
And you're just there's like smoke and debris everywhere. You're just walking through this wasteland.
The wild, wild
Every
west.
There's not like 5 hours left, and you're like, what the fuck, man?
You're like, dude, it's only 6:30.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And you've been, another problem is you go through those points of the day, and this is where I couldn't, like, because I had shit through the night, I couldn't handle it, because I'm like, there's someone that's coming out, and they're just starting, and you've been there for 14 hours.
Right.
You're just like, dude, like, I'm in a whole different place than you are.
They walk into the bar. They're like, Patty P, what's up? Let's get fucked up.
Fuck you, shut up.
I'm like, shut up. What do you want? They're like, can we have 6 waters? I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
I have regulars that, like, once, like, 8 o'clock hit, I had, like, some of my regulars from Park Ave coming in, and I was so mentally not there that they were looking at me, and I wasn't even realizing who they were.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, guys, what's up? You want 4 surf sides? No problem.
Well, that's the thing, is that everything is just like, it's a big blur, and it just doesn't stop.
Yep.
And it's so repetitive, and and everyone's just such a mess. And people got to understand the other side looking out. And this is kind of one of the points of this whole fucking show, is that this is a big day out for people.
Right.
This is also a big work day for us.
It's not us being an asshole to you at all.
No,
you know?
no.
It's us trying to get
look,
through.
Oh my God, can you believe I'm out on St. Patrick's Day? Like, yeah, just like everybody fucking else.
Right.
And
everybody and their mother's brother.
And
I didn't come out till 2.
Everyone's more than drunk. Everyone's fucking yelling and screaming. They think that they're the only person around. And just all we need is straight, simple answers and interactions and to get through the day.
Have your money ready when you order. Don't come up to the bar, order your round, and then fumble around trying to find your fucking wallet.
They wait for a half an hour inside. They see me.
How about the fucking promo people?
Like, do you guys want to pay them? Do you want? They have fucking like conferences. Like, all right, everyone, pull up a seat. Do we want to pay $10? What about you? Should we pay together? I'm like, holy fuck.
How about
and then they're looking for their wallet. They're like, honey, you have my wallet's in your purse.
Oh, he's paying for me. He's back there.
He's back here.
But then in the thick of it, you've got the fucking promo people that come in.
Right.
For Bud Light and Jameson. And all the other fucking, the Surfside people, and they come in, and they are the most unorganized group of people I've ever met in my fucking life.
It was so bad. We couldn't figure out how to get her this girl. And I had to stop the line to try to get her credit card around. I'm like, wait, I can't put a receipt up here.
Don't come up to me with a phone on 2% with an Amex number. I have to type into the fucking computer like there isn't 550 fucking people in here.
Plus, why would you do a promo for Jameson on St. Patrick's Day? The day is a promo. You know?
Right.
The whole day is a promo.
The whole goddamn day is a promotion of Jameson.
And then you're walking around and you're handing people the bottle to serve other people? What is wrong with
on
you?
the busiest drinking day of the year, busiest Irish drinking day of the year, nonetheless.
And you're doing it at the busiest point of the bar?
Right.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? And then you come up an hour later after I handed you the bottle.
Can I have an itemized receipt?
Not only do you want to
yeah, Jameson.
After I asked you how you wanted me to ring this in, and you told me it was correct, and now you're telling me that it's wrong. So now I have to go in and reopen it, rerun the card. The phone's on 2%. You're at the busiest point of the bar, and you're hammered.
She came over and
find a new job.
She perched up next to me, and she had all her stuff there that she was charging her phone. And then she left and came back to charge. I'm like, oh my God, I need you to get the fuck away from me because I still have 1,000 people waiting to come in the door right now.
She was coming to me. She's like, can you charge my phone? And I went, you're out of your fucking mind.
No.
Go find someone else.
I can't even charge your credit card because we can't put them in. I'm like, why am I going to charge your phone? I can't charge you for what a mess.
People are like, can I get the Wi-Fi? I'm like, not today. You cut my Wi-Fi out, and that means that my fucking credit card machine doesn't work. Now I got a whole other problem I got to deal with.
I was this close. I was this close to asking my mother-in-law to stay out during the day on Sunday so I could come out for a drink in the morning. But I'm like, I'm glad I didn't.
Well, because I asked her, like, when she was talking to me about the promo, she was like, it's for 2 bottles. And then she goes, it's for 2 bottles. And I said, okay, how much is it spend? And she goes, $400. I said, that's not 2 bottles. And she goes, well, no, it is. And I said, no, it's not. I said, there's 32 shots in a bottle. And that's I was like, you get about a little over a bottle for $400. I said, but also, if it's $400, including the credit card processing fee and the tip, it's actually 1 bottle that you get. And she goes, no. I said, yeah.
She goes,
I'll get a fucking tray and pour out 32 shots right now if you're going to sit here and fucking argue with me. Because I have 75 people that are mean mugging me right now because we're arguing.
And not to mention, that's all a write-off. They don't pay for any of that shit anyway.
Right.
You know? Their boss.
Especially when they just hand it off to a
because
customer.
the first card or the first check I ran it ended up being $405. And she was like, no, my boss said you have to rerun it. And I'm like, I will literally give you $5 out of my tip jar.
Yeah. Get out of here.
She was like, no, you have to rerun it. I was like, I cannot sit here and argue with this drunk girl right now.
Right.
I was like, I cannot do this because I'm literally going to crawl across the bar and choke her out. Yeah. Her head's going to bounce off the fucking bar.
We had a
blast. You have to rerun it. Like, no, I don't have to do shit. What do you guys?
I didn't.
I
wanted to hang myself from the chandelier.
We got to talk about that. Like any kind of promos or something have to be arranged ahead of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
None of us knew that. None of us knew that they were coming.
So they're like, you need to do that. Like, none of
Nick didn't know either.
No, that has to be done ahead of time.
They're like, guys, can I get 4 buckets? No, absolutely not. You can't have buckets.
What they should do is they should.
Yeah, Greg came up to me, the Bud Light girls. The Bud Light girls, like, they watched me deal with the Jameson girls. Like, okay, so we have a $90 spend. And I said, perfect. Before or after the tip, including the processing fee or not? And she goes, and I said, okay, I'm going to do it $90 flat, including the tip and including the processing fee. I don't care if it's even or not. This is what you're fucking getting. She's like,
Thank you.
Okay.
May I have another?
She yelled at me recently. This felt like promotion girls like, actually, Bud Light sucks. I'm out of here.
She's like, I don't even like this shirt.
Well, then they came in when we ran out of the green bottles, and the girl was like, "Do you have any of the green bottles?" And I went,
Sure. Hello.
"Do you see the people in here?" No, bruh, no.
We even order a lot of those this year.
We didn't, and I'm really
That's
glad
'cause we were still serving the ones from last year.
in December.
Yeah, they were like the green Christmas bottles after a while.
That's another thing too. Like when people
Merry Christmas from Bud Light. Wait, this has a 4-leaf clover on it. Oh, it's Irish. It's still Irish.
It's mistletoe. Don't worry about it.
When people were coming
It's a
in and
Greek
they're like,
mistletoe.
they're like, "Do you guys have any specials today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, $13 car bombs."
Drink up.
When I screwed up that price in the computer and I could not figure out how to fix it, and we started getting so busy, and I like looked at everybody and they're like,
You're like,
"Kenz."
crock pot.
They're like,
Yeah, crock pot, please.
They're
hurry.
like, "Kenz, this is so expensive," and I'm like, "Go heavy on the Guinness. I don't know what to do." I was like, "I can't fix it."
You did a full Guinness with your car bomb.
Make up for it.
I could not fix it for the life of me. I was like, I've never felt more technologically inept in my life because everything
Fair.
else fixed. And
That's
then
fair.
it just like 2Touch just like updated. And then all the other buttons were screwed up too. And I was like, guys, we're in this for the long run now. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, how did everyone else do it? I haven't heard of any like crazy bad stories from St. Patrick's Day.
The only person who had a meltdown was me. All the others,
listen,
I
we
took
saw
care of
that
the
coming.
brunt of it.
Listen, a 20,
I
22
crashed
hour,
out, if you can believe that.
a 22-hour meltdown is just a shift.
Right.
So that's fine. You get the shift.
Realistically, my meltdown was at 4:00 in the morning when we were like when we were calming down, and it was your dad and Nick who was asking me. They were like, "Kenzie, how was your day?" And I'm like,
Shut up.
"What?" And I started yelling, and then like
Don't ask me
everybody in the
stupid
building just
questions.
flocked away from me.
I had no interest in being here at 3:00 in the morning.
I'll tell you
No.
that.
The guys at Parlays said that nothing crazy really happened. No, there wasn't. This year didn't really have anything crazy happen.
We didn't
anywhere.
have at Magpie. I closed Magpie, like I said. Lexi and I closed Magpie. We did really well, but they come like 1:30. Everybody was just sitting back to the bar facing the Gen Pop, and it was like nobody was drinking. You know,
Yeah.
like Lexi and I were just kind of back behind the bar, just talking amongst ourselves, just chilling, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like a water here or there, but nobody was drinking anything.
The
Like
real-
no waters. They were just listening to music and just kind of chilling. you
The
know,
real nightmare was
waiting for their
actual.
Uber price to go down.
The real nightmare was like actual St. Patrick's Day because for whatever reason, Easton Alexander decided to do a bar crawl that day. And
Yeah,
Oh, they
reached out-
did?
yeah, they did.
Oh.
They did a freaking 4-hour bar crawl that day, and the only people that were open was us, Fool's Gold, and Filgers. But Filgers, I'm pretty sure, closed early. And
I
like
came
I
in-
said, like we looked out at 10:30, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, all these kids, it was like a fucking zombie land, and all these kids just started walking. And we're like, where are these kids coming from? And we didn't have a bouncer or anything. We had Kylie from Oxford.
Which is
fucking-
crazy that we didn't have a security guard on St.
Yeah,
Patrick's
we
Day.
like.
I was home with the kids.
Well, yeah,
I use that excuse.
Thanks,
to my kids are gonna be in college. I'm like, sorry, I was home with kids.
Kylie was working the fucking door. We ran out of Guinness at 10 o'clock, which I mean, we expected that because we were only down to one keg. But I mean, there's a lot in one keg, and
Yeah.
for the sales that we compared in the last few years, because it was on a day that we aren't normally open, it was fine. And then we ran out of cans. But like these kids were coming in, and they really weren't even drinking Guinness. They were just drinking Miller Lights and slamming well tequila shots, which our well is trash.
Is it Cinco de Mayo? Or?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And
We
double
had-
vodka Red Bull.
I came in to watch the USA game. And it started to get busy, and then we ran out of Guinness, and I came upstairs up here, and I brought all the cans of Guinness downstairs. And when I got back downstairs, it was so busy. I was like,
Okay,
I
bye.
said bye to Kenzie and Jess by the bar. I was like, I'm out of here. See you guys. And I dipped out the back door and I left. I was
had
like,
to kick
I'm good.
We had to kick a kid out because they were trying to go into the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
take
Marcos
the
told me
pizza-
that. Yeah,
to
he was
take the
stealing
pizza
food.
slices.
Yeah.
That was really kind of it. Like it was just like we were gonna close at like 11 o'clock, and then it was just where these kids came from. We have no idea
Did
because they
stay
weren't
till-
a part
did
of
they
the.
stay till 2?
We were here until 2 o'clock. Like we stopped serving. Like I told Kylie because there were so many people in here and everyone was just out of their mind. I was like, listen, we're gonna stop serving when we're out of Guinness.
Yeah.
Because whatever clicked in their brain, they were like, "Oh my god, it's St. Patrick's Day. We're gonna
Yeah.
so we're gonna start drinking Guinness." And then all of a sudden, we
want a
ran out of
Guinness.
the
I love
Guinness
Guinness.
cans, and I was like,
That's
"We're
it.
done. It's 1:15. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. I'm over it. There's
Uh-uh,
not
wait.
enough of us here. We don't have a guard. People are just starting to get out of their minds.
Yep.
We can't do it
On a Tuesday.
on a Tuesday."
That's another thing
Oh.
too, is that the St. Patrick's Day is always a wild card because that parade is always the Saturday before, and then the actual day
Right.
You know, it just it's Tuesday. Then next year it'll be Wednesday.
One year it was a Thursday, and then they ended up doing the parade like the following weekend. I remember that.
Yeah, they switched our parade with Buffalo. Buffalo went first that year. I remember
Buffalo
that.
went first, and then
we
because St. Patrick's Day was a Thursday. I was working public house. That was a freaking nightmare too.
I really just I like when everyone just blows their load on Saturday for the parade day, and then come Tuesday they're like, I can't financially or physically afford to do it. Another day.
It was awful.
It's too much.
That week is always hell week, because then you have the people who think that they're gonna go on like their 4-day bender, and they're on day 3, and you can just tell like they look like Squidward, where he's like,
hey, I used to be there, man. I would go on 4 or 5 day benders and chow people. I was fine.
but you
ice my face and come out, and I'm like, oh man, you do look rough, Pat. You look rough.
Yeah, but these people can't handle it. They just look like you can tell they just ripped their first shot and then they're going to the bathroom to boot, and they come back and they're fine.
Right.
I remember a couple of years ago, our bouncer caught someone doing coke in the bathroom at 8:30.
Yeah, it was 8:30. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yep.
And he goes, Chris, can you help me out? I go, buddy.
We were barely even open.
I remember that.
I know exactly who the person was.
You
so do
can't.
I.
I go, he caught you doing coke.
You know who you are.
You still had it on your nose, man.
I know everyone does drugs that day, but at 8:30 in the morning, there's no one in here yet.
That's aggressive.
And you're at the urinal. There's a stall. Like,
right. No shit. Yeah.
Oh.
I can't tell them.
It's
can't
freezing
tell my
outside.
bouncers to be like, yes.
Yeah.
Please
it's
allow
okay.
that to happen.
Let him go.
Yeah. I'm sure he won't do it again. It's only
it's fine. It's a one-time thing.
Also, on holidays like that, stop asking the bartenders if they have drugs.
No.
That's
so dumb.
It's so dumb.
And plus, if any bartender on that day has drugs on them, it is for them.
It's literally not for you.
I don't work.
I'm gonna attest to that.
Yeah, because you're gonna go home and finish this.
My drugs were for me when I did them. My drugs were for me.
Yeah, it's bad.
I don't do them anymore.
But I do hope that everyone did have a fun and successful St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it was great.
If there's anyone out there that listens to this and wants to send in any stories, please do it. You guys have anything else you want to add for the St. Patrick's Day 2026?
Oh, I had a blast. Thank you for having us on again.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank
it,
you
Chris.
for having us back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys survived. Glad we survived. I just want to make sure that we had a chance to sit down with some service industry veterans after St. Patrick's Day. And I hope everyone out there, you guys came out on the other side okay. Pat, Kenz, thank you guys. As always, we will definitely have you back. Well, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all of our social media, Instagram, X, Facebook, and also make sure to like and subscribe wherever you find your podcast. We appreciate you guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and we will see you next year. I'm looking forward to hearing some more stories. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.